better roam for 11. Roam for 11. Roam for 11. Got to find silver ground. Roam for 11. Got to find silver ground.
Buddy Flett performing live in the Red River Radio studios here, as he has many times in the past, and he's performing live this particular time because we are in our spring fund drive, working to raise a little bit of money here, or hopefully a lot of money. That would be the first choice here for your public radio station. As you tune in and listen, of course, you listen throughout the day to all kinds of different music. Of course, you get informed from the news programs, and on these wonderful occasions, you get to hear some live music here. Call in support of that. Let us know right now that this is something that you appreciate. You're most of the way there. You're listening, and we appreciate having you as a listener. But you know what? When you make a contribution to Red River Radio, you're being a little more active, what I call being radioactive. Call now 800-552-8502 or go online at redriverradio.org. Wally Derleth also in the studio with Buddy and I here. And Wally, good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Kermit, and good evening to you, Mr. Buddy. And sure glad to have you in the studio tonight. And always good music that you provide for us.
Well, let's see how it goes.
We're optimistic.
I already heard the two mistakes in that last song, so we're not keeping a tab, are we?
No.
Good.
You mean I have to delete this thing I've been keeping? Okay, I won't keep it. I won't keep tabs.
Believe me, I like mistakes. I'd have to, or I would have quit a long time ago.
Oh my God!
there you
well,
go.
I couldn't find any, so they don't show.
Anyway, the number to call is 1-800-552-8502, and let Buddy know that you're enjoying the music tonight as well. And guess what? You're not going to find live music anywhere else in the radio dial, only here at Red River Radio. And call us now. Support what you listen to. That's all we ask. Whatever you can afford, use a major credit card. You're done. And you're on your way. And you have, Kermit, they have a voice in what happens here at Red River Radio.
Yeah, sure. It's that's absolutely true, because we pay attention to the calls that when they come in. We write down your comments. If there's something that you want to say about Red River Radio, about what do you think our programming should be, we want to hear about it. We love, of course. Excuse me.
Oh, and anyway, so give us a call, 1-800-552-8502.
That's it. I'm just getting all choked up about this. I was gonna say that doesn't usually happen, but there we go.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
It is. In any case, part of what we do, of course, is having these live performances, and we want to do that. Of course, to highlight the great artists that we have throughout the region, but also we appreciate so much the musicians who support Red River Radio. It really means a lot to us. So if you appreciate that, give us a call right now. What I was going to say, before I got all up choked up, is we're also available right now. You can watch us on our YouTube channel. We are streaming video. So if you want to enjoy both listening and watch at the same time, by all means, go to our YouTube channel. Meanwhile, Buddy, what else you have for us?
One for the ladies.
All right.
Dance for me, girl. like you used to do. Dance for me, girl. Let me see you move. I can't sleep at night. Couldn't work all day. Dance for me, girl, till the morning comes. Talk to me, girl. Call my name out loud. Talk to me, girl. Tell me how you feel. I can't sleep at night. Couldn't work all day. Dance for me, girl. Dance for me, girl. Can't sleep at night. Couldn't work all day. Dance for me, girl, till the morning comes. Let's do one by the Stones.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is when they still had Brian Jones in the band. So this is probably 64, something like that. A little thing called I'm Free. I think we played this at the church when we used to play at the church on the Friday nights. Well, I'm free in all time. I get what I want. Well, I'm free in all time. I get what I want. Love me, oh me. Oh, me, love me, come baby, I'm free in all time. I get what I play the Jazz Fest, they ought to do that song.
Yeah.
They ought to do this song, too, this old Lead Belly song. Go down, Hannah, don't ride. Go down, Hannah, don't ride. Go down, Hannah, don't ride. Ride in the morning, bring my jug day. Ain't no cane on the bride. Got it all into my life. Down on the bread. Grind and grind and grind. All in molasses. Came on the river in 1904. Found a dead man and let him roll. Came on the river in 1910. Working them women, y'all just like a man. Go down, hand on the ride. Go down, hand on the ride. I don't know the ride on the ride in the morning, bring my drug day. Ain't no cane on the bride. Grind it all into my life. Get on the bread. Grind it, grind it, grind. All in molasses. The big bread, Captain got the man, couldn't go. Rabbit started heading cause the track cold. Go down, hand on the ride. Go down, hand on the ride. I don't know the ride on the ride in the morning, bring my jug day. Ain't no cane on the bride. Got it all into my life. Kid on the bread. Grind and grind and grind, all in molasses. Grind it on up, they grind it on up. No more cane, yeah, no more cane.
Buddy Flett performing live in the Red River Radio Studios, the Weiss Performance Studio here, as part of our Spring Fund Drive, raising a little money to keep this station on the air. Give us a call right now at 800-552-8502 if you'd rather go online at redriverradio.org. That's absolutely fine. We've got some phone volunteers. They're ready to take your call or ready to take your online contribution. And, you know, when you do that, you move from being just a listener to someone who takes a more active role in this station, and that's good because in order for this station to stay on the air, we've got to raise about $1 million each and every year, and you don't have to write that check by yourself. Fortunately, you get to share that with a lot of other people. Make your call right now, 800-55, there's the phone ringing, 1-800-552-8502, and make your contribution to Red River Radio, especially in honor of the great Buddy Flett, who is playing for you live in our studios. You are not able to hear this anywhere else. This is happening right now of this moment, and I know you appreciate that. While I hadn't checked in a while, what is our current total?
It is 20 with the phone call. I'm not sure what, but $25,165.
All right, so let's get over $26,000 here by the time we get to about 9 o'clock or so. We can easily do that. Give us a call, 800-552-8502. Meanwhile,
I just want to mention one other thing that
sure,
that there's a reason why it's called public radio because all the listeners make it public
Yeah,
in
sure.
public radio, and you can, by doing so, by calling 1-800-552-8502, you're part of the public in public radio.
Yeah, I wish we called it grassroots radio. To be honest, grassroots, community supported, whatever it is, that's where most of the income comes from, and you keep this station possible. So, Buddy, what else you got for us here?
We're going to go to, I'm looking at the song list trying to remember what I remember. And and it's getting smaller every day of the week. I wake up. Let me tell you. Let's go to Landon, Texas.
All right.
Let your head down, baby. Let's have a natural ball. Let your head down, baby. Have a natural ball. If you don't let your head down, baby, have no love at all. No, you can't take it with you, baby. Want them for sure. No, you can't take it with you, baby. Want them for sure. There ain't nothing in this world T-bone shovel won't cure. Yeah, let your head down, baby. Let's have a natural ball. Let your head down, baby. Have a natural ball. If you don't let your head down, baby, have no love at all.
just ended that, and the phone started ringing again. That's a good sound. It's a nice special effect, actually.
You want to do one from Shreveport?
Oh, I love it. What you
Okay,
got?
this is from, this was actually recorded at Cedar Grove by a man that just passed away last month. A very good preacher and a very good man and a great singer. It's by Eddie Giles, and he had a band called Eddie Giles and the Jive Five. And they recorded over at Cedar Grove at the album place over there. It had a album place in one part of it and a pawn shop in the other, and in the back was a little studio. And Jimmy Johnson, our guitar player over at Shreveport Music, was basically the engineer on those tracks. And they were a hit. It was a great song. Stan Lewis got it, and it did real good. He, Losing Boy, and so we're going to play Losing Boy. I'm a losing boy. This my baby left me. I got the lovesick blues. All I can do is misery. I've had my baby, and I don't mean maybe. I guess I'm a losing boy. I'm through with romance. I've given up on love. I'm leaving you, darling, and all the stars up above. I've had my baby, and I don't mean maybe. I guess I'm a losing boy. Now you don't know what that woman done to me. If you did, you said, Eddie, you have my sympathy. I'm like Richard. Lord, I guess I was born to lose. I'm a losing boy. I lost to you. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah, I'm through with romance, and I've given up on love. I'm leaving you, darling, and all the stars up above. I've had my baby, and I don't mean maybe. I guess I'm a losing boy. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
All right, that's really a great song.
Yeah,
I've not heard that.
It's just a gospel that was turned into soul music.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just like Otis Redding. Yeah.
That's great. That's Buddy Flett performing live in the Red River Radio Weiss Performance Studio this evening. Make a call right now, 800-552-8502. Support not only the live music, of course, everything that you hear on Red River Radio. I know you tune in regularly for it because you're tuned in now. And, of course, this is a very special evening, having that live music and having, of course, the great Buddy Flett in the studios. And if you appreciate that, this is the time to let that be known, and you can do that so easily if you'll just call 800-552-8502. You can also go online at redriverradio.org and make your contribution there. Either way, your contribution will get added to the contributions of many other people, and that's what keeps the station on the air. We have to raise about $1 million a year, and no joke, that is a lot of money, no question about it. But if each one of you listening right now will participate, maybe you can nudge some friends, before long we'll be able to make that goal. We'll be able to continue to be on the air, which is basically what we work for each and every year, to raise that $1 million each year to stay on the air, and we're counting on you to give us a little bit of a hand right now. 1-800-552-8502. What you got there, Wally?
Well, I have a person to thank, and good friend of ours, and Jack Canson from Marshall, Texas, and says this donation is because of Mr. Buddy Flett playing live on the air.
Well, I like old Marshall a real lot. They have been real good to me. I've been playing there for years, and they come out and see me, and they all pretend like that was real good, even when I goofed the song up. Oh, that sounded great.
Well, that's terrific, and of course, I have my personal ties to Marshall too. Yeah, you were talking earlier, long before we started going live on the air, about how years back you actually did some stuff with the Marshall Symphony there, which really fascinated me back in the days when Lenny Kassinger conducted it, my good friend, and that's really interesting because I was thinking, I wonder how your style would go with a symphony behind you.
Well, we had the A Train at that time, and it was more. My brother and I did blues and rock and roll, but mainly on that they were doing John and Chris McKay's song, more jazz, pop jazz, or I don't know what it would be called, R&B jazz, something like that.
All right.
And Chris had a couple songs that were just right for that.
Yeah,
and then John could sing on top of anything. And then I think we did probably do a blues song and let them play on blues. And, they had the wrong key, but, I didn't want to pull that up. I says, fellas, we play in the minor even when you're in the major. And they looked at me like this, what do you mean? I says, you got to listen to Albert King, baby. Which, when I went to Nashville, now this is a good story, and it's not all lies. It's a lot of the. It was truly. This was when this was a long time ago, so I think I remember it. So I would write these damn songs, and what they do is they always let the young engineers and bands into the studios about 1 o'clock in the morning. Here, y'all go learn how to do it. Oh, you got a band you want to record? Oh, sure, come down. So a lot of times I would be like, it'd be Egan and his band and me and something, and we were doing some song, and I sat there and I debated everybody for about 20 minutes until they realized, oh my God, he really thinks that, about where the 3 is on an E. Okay. And I says, well, it's the G, of course. And they says, no, you got to be kidding. And they thought I was just joking with them. And then I says, no, man, that's it. And he says, no, that's the minor. I says, no, it's not. It's the major. And then they realized, oh, my God, what a hillbilly this guy is. Oh, my God. And but basically, I got away with that because I was I always had real good piano players or organ players with me, or another guitar player that was real good, Randy Goat. He was real good. And so when I would make a wrong chord, he would make it sound better, which was, as Egan would always say, you realize you're in the minor. And I'm going, I am? He says, yeah, once again. But, you know, I should have gotten a little schooling on this stuff. I didn't realize it was, I thought I was going to drive a truck. You know?
Well, that's okay. You know, you can work in music all your life, and still sometimes, you know, depending on what it is, you can still get confused as to what chords are what and how they're written out, spelled, and all of that.
It's as the doctor told me when I got hurt that time, and I couldn't talk, and he was saying, well, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be coming back like this. And so I said, guitar, 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 you know, and he says, well, play as much guitar as you can. I says, okay. You know?
Good deal.
Because Jerry Beach came over there and was trying to teach me how to play guitar. And bless his heart, oh, man, the little guy was just such a little sweetheart, and I would do anything Jerry Beach would tell me to do. And I've said, no, can't do it. He says, well, you want to eat lunch? I said, sure. He says, okay, let's go eat lunch. And so he went and bought me George's meatloaf on Monday. Of course, then he says, okay, now you owe me a guitar lesson. And I said, oh, he fooled me again. But, so we're going to stay in Shreveport.
All right.
This was recorded at, what was the name of that studio on Line Avenue? Oh, the A-Train did their first album. Somebody will dial in and tell me the name of that studio. And they had George Clinton, not that George Clinton, but Shreveport's George Clinton as the engineer, who was just fabulous. And he, after they left here, they went to Nashville, and George made a lot of money. Okay, so anyway, this is Jerry Beach's song. It recorded by Albert King, and it got a Grammy nominating, and I think they won the Grammy on it and all that stuff. And it bought Jerry Beach and Sandy a real nice house in Broadmoor, so that's cool.
All right.
And this is, of course, my version. Well, when you're down now, Lord, you feel real good. But come on over to the place that I work. Lord, you're lonely now. I try to soothe. Play the blues for you. Now don't be afraid, Lord, just come on in. You might run across, some of your very best friends. Lord, you're lonely now. I try to soothe. I play the blues for you. Sorry, Jerry. I ain't got no big name. Lord knows I ain't no star. but I play the blues for you. Lord of my old guitar, Lord, you're loneliness. Lord, I try to soothe, play the blues for you.
There's a lot of great music that comes out of Shreveport, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. You want to keep going in Shreveport?
Oh, yeah, sure.
This is one of the first songs you learn on guitar. And I still ain't got one. Oh, Susie Q. Oh, Susie Q. Oh, Susie Q. Baby, I love you, Susie Q. Baby, you be mine. Baby, you be mine. Baby, you be my baby all the time, Susie Q. Oh, Susie Q. Oh, Susie Q. Baby, you be mine. Baby, you be mine. Baby, you be my baby all the time, Susie Q. Baby, you be true. Baby, you be true. Baby, you be true. Don't ever leave me blue, Susie Q. Ah, Susie Q. Ah, Susie Q. Ah, Susie Q. I love Susie Q.
Buddy Flett performing live in the Red River Radio Studios. Buddy, who wrote that?
Well, Stan Lewis.
Okay.
And Dale Hawkins, but I'm not playing the right version of it, but that's James Burton's lick, and he didn't get no credit on it, but he was a 15-year-old gunslinger. I think he got paid like $15, maybe $20. And at that time, that's kind of what they were doing. Mm-hmm. But, you know, and also, they made a lot of money off of it the first time, but they made a real lot of money when the Creedence Clear and the Water did it, mm-hmm. you know. Mm-hmm. So it was, and by that time, I think, I don't know who owned it by then, but Burton should have got a little piece of that for that lick.
Yeah.
But he did, 15-year-old kid playing the hayride, and What was it? Ricky Nelson needed a 15-year-old guitar player that could play, and so they heard about him, so they moved him to California.
Yeah,
Here's Ricky.
Yeah,
that was great. Best part of the show.
But then after that, then Elvis came calling as well, right?
Oh, and that's, and he was band leader, and that's when they went to Memphis and put the band together there.
Yeah.
So that's Elvis always had great bands, but that's another real good one.
Yeah.
And when he moved back to Shreveport, he was always in and out all the time, but when he was staying down here a whole lot, he would just go out at the different bars and sit in with the bands. He was just about as nice as you could be. He still is.
You are listening to Buddy Flett live in the Red River Radio Weiss Performance Studio. I'm Kermit Poling. Wally Derleth also in the studio here. And you're listening right now and hopefully having a really good time because we're hearing some great music. And Buddy's also always got some really good stories there to tell and full of information about music that I hope that is inspiring you this evening to make a phone call at 800-552-8502 or go online at redriverradio.org and make a contribution because your contributions keep this station on the air. And if you value being able to hear live music like this, it doesn't exist anywhere else. This is what this station does, the live music, and of course all the different recordings of all different types. Of course, you'd be hearing jazz on an evening like this, and blues overnights, and classical music during the day, and all the news and entertainment that you have here on Red River Radio. It costs about $1 million a year to keep the station on the air, and we're asking you to pay just a small part of that. When you do that, you can take one of our thank you gifts if you're interested. We have a number of them starting at about $35 all the way on up to $1,000. You can host an hour of music, and we were talking about you can turn that into a music birthday party. That was one of our guests today came up with that idea, and it sounded kind of like a cool idea. I think someone needs to try it. But meanwhile, make your contribution right now at 800-552-8502 or go online at redriverradio.org.
I just want to give a shout-out one more time to the restaurant that provided food tonight.
Okay, yeah.
And I want to say thanks to Gibbons Fine Grill here in Shreveport. They provided the food for the staff and volunteers tonight, and that's what area restaurants do during the drive.
They help us out.
That's their contribution to Red River Radio. And hey, what we also say is, if you patronize one of these restaurants, tell them and thank them for helping out Red River Radio as well. For
supporting Red River Radio. I remind you also that if you have your smartphone handy or you're near a computer or your iPad or whatever, just go to YouTube and you go to our YouTube channel tonight and you can get some visuals along with the great music and see what's going on here. I don't know how exciting it is on our side of the board, but you can watch and hear Buddy, which is pretty cool. And Buddy, how are you doing there? For you need a break or anything, or you good? You just go on and on.
Well,
that's what we love.
We can. No.
I was just going to say, if you feel you need a break at some point, just let us know.
I thought I just got a break. Y'all were talking.
Well, that's true. Yeah, we talk long enough.
I tuned to a different tuning. So we'll
okay, give you time for that.
Yeah,
right,
that was helpful.
Fantastic. Well, what you got next for us?
We're going to do Mississippi Sea,
great,
which is a song I wrote, and. That was a working man. working hard on the farm, watching and wishing for rain, hoping and praying that last year's crop just a sin and a shame. Said so down at Old King Cotton, no better rifle free. I've been told there's a hole in the bottom of the Mississippi Sea. Well, I was raised by a wild old man who was me with truth. Don't follow the man pushing the plow, the man that follows the mule, the man that follows the mule. Said so down at Old King Cotton, better rifle free. I've been told there's a hole in the bottom of the Mississippi Sea. Said so down at Old King Cotton, but rifle free. I've been told there's a hole in the bottom of the Mississippi Sea.
All right, a Buddy Flett original. That's very cool. I like that. I like that, buddy.
Hey, you ought to hear it when it's correct.
Oh, well, you wrote it. It can be whatever it is when you perform it.
I like the way you think. I wish I'd have had you in Germany when the band says, well, that's not the way it goes. And I says, well, what do you mean? He says, well, it turns around different. And I says, oh, it does?
I figure you ought to know.
Good luck.
That's funny.
Any band that plays with me, all I can say is good luck.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
But the thing is, we don't notice mistakes. If you don't say anything, buddy,
Well,
we think it's great. We think it's great.
I just think you're just having a good time.
I am. I just said, whoa, I goofed that one up.
Well, that's fun. That's Buddy Flett in our performance studio here live at Red River Radio.
See how much I can goof this one up.
All right, what you got?
This is an old Lead Belly song. Sylvie. It's an old work song. This is what they would sing when they were working. Bring me the water, Sylvie. Bring me the water now. Bring me the water, Sylvie. Every once in a while. Can't see me calling, don't see me now. Can't see me calling every once in a while. Bring me the water, Stevie. Bring me the water now. Bring me the water, Stevie. Every once in a while. Can't see me coming, don't see me now. Can't see me coming every once in a while. Bring me the water, Stevie. Bring me the water now. Bring me the water, Stevie. Every once in a while. Every once in a while.
Buddy Flett playing Sylvia. You know, that song's been covered by a lot of different people. I never realized that was a Leadbelly song.
Yeah, it's a work song. So, you know, he had, well, this is, you know, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble for giving my opinion, but, you know, I enjoy doing that. But, so John Lomax was a publisher that grabbed Leadbelly. And Leadbelly just played every song he ever knew, ever learned. A lot of them he did write, but a lot of them were maybe part. I mean, who wrote Crossroads? I think about 1 million different. I think there was a Crossroads, some kind of song with that. You know, Charlie Patton was supposed to, you know, and Robert Johnson stole it from him, you know, and everybody's been claiming that song. So, you know, I mean, there you go, you know. And so, but I think, I know Leadbelly wrote Goodnight Irene, and he wrote Midnight Special, but I think, I know that this is his version of what is the big Animals hits, House of the Rising Sun.
Oh, yeah.
There's a House of Rising Sun forever.
Yeah.
I think even before he was born. But that's a good version. It's his original.
Yeah, absolutely. You're listening to Buddy Flett in the Red River Radio studios here, and we are hearing music live tonight. Give us a call if you appreciate that at 800-552-8502. We need to hear from some more people. You're listening. I'm glad you're listening, having a good time, sitting back, you know, laying back and relaxing and hearing some great music. But why not just take a moment? Just take a moment and make a call, because your call and your contribution to Red River Radio keep this station on the air. Just take a minute. I promise you. Won't take you very long to do that, and you'll get to hear a lot more great music here. But we do need to raise some money so that this station can stay on the air for you. Call now.
Yeah, y'all please call in.
Make that call, 1-800-552-8502. And you know, there's a little bit of a fear factor involved with people that have never phoned in anywhere before. And
why, are we scary?
No. What I'm saying is that there may be a reluctance because, well, maybe
We're very nice.
Well, I
maybe
know.
not you all. But still. No, no, you are.
all I'm trying to say is that there's a fear of the unknown because they've never dialed in before. Well,
okay.
All I'm trying to say is we have very nice phone volunteers, and they will not literally, but they will hold your hand and walk you through the process all the way through, and once you're done, you're going to say, "Wow, that was easy."
Well, I think you're right. Although I think really what's going to make them say "wow" is when they finish making their contribution and turn the radio back on, and then they're going to go "wow" because they're going to hear some great music.
Sure. Yeah.
But I would not be here if y'all weren't here, and or whoever's here tomorrow night. And so you got to. Everybody needs to help out. I know times are tight a little bit right now, but I mean, music. Everybody likes music, but man, you got to keep it going every once in a while. You got to go to the clubs, and you got to listen to the radio. And this is a radio doesn't have commercials, so what they got to do is everybody's got to help out. That's all. That's just the way it goes, and it's worth it because if without this radio and PBS on TV. I mean, come on, guys, that'd be kind of rough. Then everything is owned by capitalism, which is nothing wrong with that. We are a capitalistic nation.
Yeah, but we don't have corporate owners here. Is the
that's
main
a good
thing.
way of putting it.
That's it. We're not here to make money for our owners. We're here to provide content for you because, in a sense, you are our owners.
Well, have you thought about approaching mafia?
Not recently.
I mean, because they've always been real good to the musicians. That's what made Louis Armstrong famous. Was the mafia got him? They made Frank Sinatra famous. Mafia is real good for music, and I'm not saying that that's the way we could go, but. Some of you Dixie Mafias, or probably the grandkids of the Dixie Mafia, y'all can call in some money. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
I'm afraid I don't have the connections, but I'll take your word on it.
You had to pay the Bossier Strip. That was, no, there's a great club downtown that was owned by the Mafia. But, I mean, that's just the way it goes, and it was a really good club with a really good little band. There's a place at the end of the line, but there's a girl with a heart of gold. That's where you'll find me now. A man with a life of his own. It's in a hard train, whistle blows on I'm home again, back in Tennessee. You can crawl around me there. Worries don't know who I am. Thing that you try to lose, of the blue in the sky. Chinahaw train, whistle blows and I'm home again. Back in Chinahaw, oh, back in Chinahaw. Here's one Egan and I wrote. Now Joe is showtime, calling me tomorrow. When you wake up, I'll be gone. You laughed about my dream, talked bad about my loving. You so smile, you don't know nothing. I was good to bed. You'll find out someday, maybe, just might drive you crazy. Good to bed. Now don't be telling me you got no warning. I did everything but write it down. You thought you had made a surprise, surprise. was good to you, baby. You'll find out someday, maybe. Just might drive you crazy. Good to you, baby. Hard on the love, well known fact. You can't love somebody really loving you, baby. Good to you, baby. You'll find out someday, baby. Just might drive you crazy. Good to you, baby. I was good to you, baby. You'll find out someday, baby. Just might drive you crazy. Good to you, baby.
All right, all right. That is really nice. Whose song is that?
That's me and David Egan.
That is okay. I thought that was
That got played, I think. Tab Benoit did a version. I think John Mayall did a version of it. I think. I can't remember nothing, but it's real cool.
Mm-hmm.
And as Egan had to tell me, you realize you're in minor. I said, oh, yeah?
You eventually found your way there.
Yeah, you're in minor. I am?
Well, minor is good sometimes.
Well,
you can be major and minor. That's all right.
Yeah, no, it's just, here's a guy that went to Denton, Texas, and just brilliant, one of the best players I ever played with. And then here's this guy that kind of taught himself, everybody in, 8th grade knew one song, so everybody would teach that song, and then you teach them your song, and then, pretty soon you got 10 songs. So, okay, time to go play the church, and
How did you guys get interested in music anyway? You were young.
Yeah, but I mean, hootenanny really, because I like the folk singers a real lot, and then Porter Wagner on Saturday evening really, with Dolly, and I thought that guitar player was great, and then we always listened to it. My daddy was a disc jockey when he was a young guy, and became a station manager because he needed the money when he got kids. But he was a disc jockey back when they would have live things. He was in Sioux City, Iowa, and he met Count Basie. I mean, they came through, and there he was with his 2 mics holding it up for Count Basie, and everybody around that area would hear Count Basie on like a Friday night or something. Yeah. And, just on the railroad made it, and okay, here next week, da-da-da. But it was real. There was always music, and Daddy, Mama was a real good singer in the choir, and so we had it in our blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Rolling Stones came out, and then that kind of goofed it up. You know, and,
What do you mean by goofed it up?
well, when you're 11 years old and Keith Richards is your hero,
Oh,
you got
yeah.
a,
Okay.
you got a big problem. And then as you get older, you want to be exactly like Keith. And Keith at that time was really misbehaving. You know, he was playing great guitar, and he could write a song as good as anybody.
Yeah.
Him and Mick Jagger could write it was a rock and roll blues song is what they were, and they were as good as anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're hearing Buddy Flett. That's the voice there speaking to you, both verbally and vocally and with his guitar. And you are, of course, listening to this during our Spring Fun Drive. Give us a call right now at 800-552-8502. I know you're having a really good time listening to this, and you're like thinking, well, you want me to go to my phone and do what? But here's the thing. For us to be here, for us to be able to bring you live music or recorded music, all the different kinds of programming you get on Red River Radio, we just simply have to raise the money to do that. And the way that we do that, the largest part of the income pie, if you want to call it that, comes from people just like you who decide, this is worth it to me. I want to support it. I hope you feel that way now, and we'll give a call at 800-552-8502. You can go online at redriverradio.org. Either way, support programming that you already listen to. You're already most of the way there. We just need to hear from you. We'd like to get a few more calls in tonight. We're trying to get up to $26,000, wasn't it, Wally?
Yep, that is correct. And
Yeah, so
we have just under $700 more to go, and actually that's not that big of that.
No, it's
that's not that big of an amount. Just a handful of listeners calling in right now at 1-800-552-8502 will help us get there.
Yeah.
So help us get there.
Help us get there. If a couple of you could take one of our HD radios, we've got them just for $1 a day. You can't get anything for $1 these days, except for 4 quarters maybe, or 10 dimes. And that's about all you can get. And then that's just pocket change. $1 a day, think about that. Most of us lose that much change, either in the couch or in the seats of the car, that type of thing. How about dedicating $1 a day to Red River Radio and taking one of our HD radios? That gives you access to all 3 of our channels here. We're the only real digital broadcaster in the area. In most of our areas, we're working on trying to get a digital transmitter for our new station in the Tyler area, Overton, Tyler, so that and we will be the first digital broadcaster there as well. But what that gets you is, aside from the high-quality sound, you have 3 channels. The 2-channel, 24 hours a day of classical music. The 3 channels, 24 hours of news talk. And then what you're listening to now. So you always have a choice. That's the best reason. $365. That's $30 a month. Why not make that contribution right now at 800-552-8502. Buddy, what you got next?
Well, remember the song we were practicing earlier today? Which Egan and I wrote?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hope it sounds as good as that did. Even though I got lost a lot on that. But the point is, I got to keep, he wrote difficult songs.
Okay.
He liked to make sure I didn't get it easy. And he was real good at that. But, he was also just so brilliant. To him, well, it's a big deal. What do you mean big deal? It's got 9 chords in it. And so anyway, so this is it. This is Half Past the Blues. And I think all I did in this song was drive the car while he was playing this little Walmart piano and riding shotgun. It says, see, it goes like this, and I was going, okay. He says, okay, so what's the bridge going to do? And I says, well, what about that? Oh, that's it. Oh, now look, it'll go. It's a good thing I was driving. And if you really want to get scared, get in a car when that guy's driving, because he liked to go fast. But he was also carrying on a big conversation with his arms going out. Hey, man, why don't you hang on to the, wheel there? It's just, oh, man, it's cool. He was very, he had a big old voice, too. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do it. He did it in B flat. I got to do it in A because I need some open notes.
Okay.
So if anybody notices that, don't tell me about it because I'm very aware of it. And wish me luck on this because this is difficult. And he would always put bridges even, and then he would always, 2 verses is fine with me. He would always want the 3rd verse, which I was like, oh God, one more thing to have to remember. And then this has 4 verses. So the guy is a nut, But that's what coffee used to do to the guy.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Half Past the Blues. Didn't take much to keep her satisfied. 2 weeks later, she was cheating on the side. All over time, spreading hot checks on you. All come down about a half past the blue. Shot off your pistol in the middle of the street. Screamed out your name that you're a no good cheat. While you were sleeping, she stole that watch off of you and left you with about a half past the blue. But you love a chatter kingdom come or the band break. That's what it takes. Till the pigs fly and the dog run free. Half past the blue. That's what time it is. Think it ever happened to you? If you had to do it over, would you still wear the same shoe? And did you wake up to find someone is coming due? That's what time it is. Half past the blue. Heard about the rooster peeking over the rail. Said he lost his whole head off a little tail. Conductor said what time this train is due, and all the hens say about a half past the blue. Like the monkey told a lamb from the coconut tree. You're the biggest dumbass that I've ever seen. Lion told the monkey, come and share your point of view. Monkey told the lion, see about a half past the blue. And the lover tried the kingdom come, or the band break. That's what it takes. Till the pigs fly and the dog will roam free. Hey, past the blue. Hey, past the blue. Hey, pass the blue. Mm. Mm. Close. Not quite as good as practice, I thought.
No, I would disagree.
Okay.
For one thing, when you were practicing, you kept stopping. And
Well,
you kept,
that's true.
So you
But I didn't remember my lick, like my cool lick that I have. So it's a. So it's. Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, we have
You're looking,
that going.
looking in here as if we're going. You made a mistake. What? It sounds great.
No, well, it's cool what he did with that thing.
Oh,
It's-
that little turn
it's-
there. Yeah,
It's trick bag all the way.
yeah.
Yeah, it's trick bag all the way. It's a different song based off of listen to Earl King, who was old man. Well, he was a young man too when he was just fabulous, and he was in New Orleans. Earl King. I had the pleasure of carrying his amp at the jazz festival one time, which was real nice because he was a little drunk and he needed some help. And I didn't mind it at all. I was a little drunk too, but I was a lot younger.
You can handle the amp better. There you go.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine. So what I'm saying, all you young musicians out there, when you see the old guy struggling with that amp, go carry it to the car for him.
You never know where that might lead to.
Is that too vague of a thing or whatever it is? They probably got it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think absolutely.
The problem is everybody that wants to help me load the equipment. No, not everybody. No, I'm pretty good about that. Those people are real cool about that. They are. I was in the old Bears when I started playing Bears, and man, shots and beer all night. I mean, my God. So then at the end of the night, everybody wants to carry my amp. I says, tell you what, man, I got this one. No, don't drop my amp. I'm only making $40 tonight, man.
You can't afford to have anything happen to it. That's for
No
sure.
kidding. Okay, what have we not done? Oh, let's try this. Here's another one that I don't know. This will be fun.
Okay.
This is one that I played at the Hayride
All right.
last month.
Okay.
This is one of they like me to the Lead Belly song.
All right.
I gotta remember it. Black girl, don't you lie to me. Tell me where did you sleep last night? In the pine where the sun never shines, and you shiver all night long. husband was a railroad man, about a half mile from here. They found his head in a railroad wheel, but his body will never be found. In the pine where the sun never shines, shiver all night long. In the pine where the sun never shines, you shiver all night long. Wow. Sorry about that. I'll work on that one.
Well, you can work on it all you want. It sounds good from this side of
Should
the.
have practiced that one at the this afternoon. Okay, here we go. Let's do a song I actually know. Let's do Parchment Farm. This is
All right.
I'm sitting over here in a Parchment Farm. I'm sitting over here in a Parchment Farm. I'm sitting over here in a Parchment Farm. Ain't never done no man no harm. I guess that be the rest of my life. I guess that be the rest of my life. I guess that be the rest of my life. All I did was shoot my wife. I guess that be the rest of my life. I guess that be the rest of my life. I guess that be the rest of my life. All I did was shoot my wife. The Parchment Farm, Parchment Farm.
opportunity. Buddy Flett performing live in the Red River Radio Weiss Performance Studio here live for you tonight as we are in our, we're in our spring fund drive, raising money so that we can stay on the air and bring you not only live music, but all the other music and other programming that you have come to listen to on Red River Radio. We're almost 35 years old. The station went on the air in December of 1984. In this coming December, we will be 35 years on the air, thanks to people like you who care enough and who value public radio enough to make a financial contribution. And I think some people have done that here in the last little bit. So let me give you the number first of all, 800-552-8502. You can go online at redriverradio.org. And Wally, why don't you acknowledge some people?
I will. And first I want to say thanks to Jason Cofield from Shreveport. And I know Jason, he's part of the Dirty Dishes, or the Dishes with Chris McKay, and he says, thank you, Red River Radio, for having Buddy on the air. And he also likes Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, Evening Jazz, and all of the support of the arts in general. And then, I apologize at the outset on this one because I'm not sure of how to pronounce her name, but Suzanne Vashi from El Dorado, Arkansas, and says, I love it. I am from Berlin. I love jazz improvisation.
Okay. Vacha, maybe. Fantastic. And it's great to hear from South Arkansas, too, this evening. Wherever you are hearing our voices, we are your public radio station. So if you are in South Arkansas or Central Louisiana, Northwest Louisiana, East Texas, Central East Texas, we are your public radio station. And we're asking for your support. So if you're enjoying yourself tonight, just take a moment and make that call and just send a little money our way, because your money gets added to other people's money, and before long, if all of us work at it, we have made short shrift of the budget here. We got to raise about $1 million each and every year, and if you think of it as $1 million, it's a lot. But if you think of 1 million people contributing a dollar, it's easy on everybody.
Well, one of the things that I always refer to is where we are. We're in this.
We're in the studios.
We're in this studio, but it's rather new. 6 years. We're six years in,
yeah, 6
and this came to be because of a whole bunch of communities getting together.
Well, that is true. Now we didn't use any money from our normal fund drives for this. We had a capital campaign, but if you ever have the opportunity to come by the Red River Radio Studios, on the glass wall of the performance studio where Buddy Flett is right now, you can see a lot of names that are listed on the wall, and those names are the people who are the major donors. And in addition to those major donors, if you go and you look at near the door, you see these CDs hanging there that acknowledge people who gave at another level. And then if you go and you look at the bricks as you come into the building, you see all the people that contributed to that. A lot of people make this happen, whether it was just to build these studios or to keep this station on the air. So you are absolutely right, Wally. We're going to get back into some more music here, Buddy. What you got next for us?
This is another me and Iggy song. This is First You Cry. It was recorded by Percy Sledge, and it was in a movie called The Siege, and then it was in when Band of Gold with David Egan singing it was recorded at the Jazz Festival. It was in Tremaine, the HBO show that they put, after Katrina.
Right.
So it's a cool song, and it's real nice. Yeah, they don't come cheap when they look like that, but they're so hard to keep when they move so fast. Soon you'll find it's all for the best. Put the past behind and the hurt to rest, but first you cry, but then you sigh. But somebody lie, you can't run and hide. Don't be so sad, ain't so bad, but you get back. But first you cry, but Candy Mountain, streets of gold, but all the promises, how they just turn cold. The sun will shine, there'll be warmer days, you'll be feeling fine. Just get up and walk away, but first you cry, but then you sigh. But somebody lie, you can't run and hide. Don't be so sad, ain't so bad, but you get back. But first you cry, don't look back, there's nothing to gain. Don't make happiness without a little rain. But first you cry, but then you sigh. But somebody lie, you can't run and hide. Don't be so sad, ain't so bad, but you get back. But first you cry.
That is one beautiful song. That really is. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Buddy Flett performing live in the Red River Radio studios this evening for you. And we're closing in on 10 o'clock. If you're enjoying hearing the live music, if you're enjoying Red River Radio, if you tune in just occasionally, or if you tune in all the time, we need to hear from you because we have to raise the money to keep this station on the air. That's what we're doing tonight. And we're hoping that you're inspired to give us a call right now at 800-552-8502 if you'd rather go online at redriverradio.org. And especially if you're enjoying the live music that you are listening to tonight. Buddy, you mentioned earlier about basically the old days when there were stations all over that did kind of live events and that type of thing all over, and that those days are gone, just like the radio serials and stuff like that used to happen. The only place where you can really find anything close to it is public radio, and we are so fortunate in our area that we have a station like this that can do that for you, and that's why you're listening to live music tonight. So give us a call at 800-552-8502. What you got? What you got next?
Let's go back to slide for a while, and I'd like to thank Jason Cofield for calling in. He's a dang good guitar player, great little sax player too, good singer, and he's actually a pretty good little drummer too. But I can't say enough about him, boy. He's a good one. Of course, he's completely old now, so he's, oh God, you know. I remember when he was young, so that, you know.
And that's how you always think of him. There you
That's
go.
how I always think of him, but as I watch him, I says, oh, man, he's more mature than I am now. You know, which is not saying a lot. Okay, let's do Cleveland, Mississippi. Goodbye, Memphis, but so long, city light. Goodbye, Memphis, but so long, city light. The city wants south, the river runs on the right. Standing there waiting, Highway 49. Standing there waiting, Highway 49. Nobody know nothing, but no deal this time. Yeah, tell me, baby, do you wanna go? The home of rock and roll, but Cleveland, Mississippi. The sun going down, and your man gone away. The sun going down, and your man gone away. Don't you want someone someday? Yeah, tell me, baby, do you wanna go? The home of rock and roll, but Cleveland, Mississippi. Yeah, tell me, baby, do you wanna go? The home of rock and roll, but Cleveland, Mississippi. Yeah, tell me, baby, do you wanna go? The home of rock and roll, but Cleveland, Mississippi. Yeah, the home of rock and roll, but Cleveland, Mississippi. I was a child. Beat of the drum like to drive me wild. Sidewalk coming across the trail. Went on over and I never looked back. Yeah, the preacher taught him, Daddy taught me, sing the blues and a honky-tonk key. Well, turn up the cigar on the side. Guitar man got a big switch on. Girl up from Mexico man moan. Oh, what a night to go home alone. Yeah, the preacher taught him, Daddy told me, sing the blues and a honky-tonk key.
Buddy Flett performing live in the Red River Radio Studios. I don't know how you do it, but you know, you make that thing sound like a full orchestra. It just amazes me that a guitar could have so many different colors and sounds to it, but it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, that's a nice thing to say. That's a real compliment coming from you.
It is
God.
Absolutely the truth. I'm just closing my eyes here and just listening to that and thinking, my gosh, listen to all the subtleties and the characteristics of the sound. That's the Gibson you were playing there too, right?
Yeah. This is a real nice little guitar. It's it needs a little work. It hadn't. It's old, and it's not that old. It's 95.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
it's
not that
been
old.
used probably 4 nights a week.
So it's gotten played in. Is basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, Buddy, I want to thank you so much for being here. We've got to catch the news coming up here at the top of the hour, but man, it has been just so great to hear you. And I normally don't get the opportunity to do that because I'm usually off somewhere else doing something. It has been just a thrill. Thank you so much, my friend.
Well, what a nice thing to say. Thank you so much.
And those of you listening right now, give us a call at 800-552-8502. Wally, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Okay, and you are listening to the voice of the community, Red River Radio, a public radio service of LSUS. This is KLSA Alexandria Pineville at 90.7 FM, KBSA El Dorado Camden Magnolia at 90.9, KLDN Lufkin Nacogdoches at 88.9, KTYK Overton Tyler Kilgore at 100.7 FM, and KDAQ Shreveport Bossier City at 89.9 FM. And yes, you can also find us online at redriverradio.org. And now through the overnight, that's where you can go and support your favorite public radio station, Red River Radio. And again, that web address, redriverradio, all one word, .org. And here's just a taste of something to come here on Contemporary Jazz Night. The top of the hour news coming up in a few, but let's get started just a little bit with Steve Cole on the sax on Red River Radio.